So, I'm continuing on Baby Yoda. As you can see, last time we left off here, and we made these crazy little contraptions for the ears. I just labeled them which side was which because I kept getting it confused. But, actually, you know what? Let me just get a picture of these before I stick them on semi-permanently. I do want to just get a picture like that. Okay. For the gram. It's all for the gram. One second, guys. Okay. So these are going to attach right here like this onto Baby Yoda. Let me flip this around and then I'll just get to work. Oh, before we get to work, I want to tell you a couple more things we're going to do in this session. Like I told you last time, I changed what I'm doing with the eyes. I'm not going to use the ping pong balls just because I want them to last a lot longer. If you're going to use the ping pong balls, I'm sure there's a great way to make it work. But just for in case, I might end up going back to those depending on how my other method works. What I did was, I showed you last time, I took one of these ping pong balls, cut it in half, and shoved it with epoxy clay to get this. So I have a negative of the inside of the shell, okay? And that's what this is. This is not going to be an eye. And then this, I'm going to vacuum form with this guy here. Have my sheet of plastic that's going to be wrapped around it. We're going to see how that works. I haven't used the vacuum former in a while, so this should be fine though. It's not one of those types of things. But anyway, let me just switch you guys around. I'm just going to bore out these holes a little bit bigger. Okay. Okay, so left, it's his left, right? Yeah, so it's going to go like this. Like that. Look at that. That's so Baby Yoda-ish, isn't it? You can see it coming together already. Now let me just start screwing this in. Okay, sorry guys, this is just a little bit of a pain. I need like a slightly smaller screwdriver to get this in, but I can make it work. What is a colossal pain? All right, there's one. Now the other. Go. Took a second. Again, these little black blocks here, these are Delrin. They're like a special like plastic, not that special, just like a very, very firm, very hard plastic. That's used for machining a lot. Let me just back this one out a little bit. if I pop this eye out, I could probably get in there too, but this will do. There we are. Look at that. Oh, I gotta get a picture of that quick before we go into the vacuum forming. Ugh, got too much junk in the background. Let me just hold it like this. Trying to not get all my junk. Got it. Okay. Now for the vacuum forming. I'll turn you guys around here if you're even watching anyone. Oh, someone commented. Oh, Maria says she wants a long sleeve shirt like I'm wearing. Well, Maria, they're available on at my shop, so you may order one there. It's my wife. So, okay, so there's our baby Yoda head. Now, let's. Okay. So that button does the vacuum, and this button does the heat. I have another whole video on YouTube where I use this. It's called How to Make the Perfect Nose. So make sure you check that out if you want some more details on how to use this bad boy. So, and again, here is my plastic sheet that I'm using. This one is a little bit thicker than normal. It's about 1/16, or yeah, 1/16 thick. But it will do fine. I had it laying around actually. So let me turn this on. Now this is not like the best machine ever, this style one. This heat element gets so hot that you can't really use this to do maybe more than 2 or 3 pulls at a time. I just find that then it just starts heating up the plastic way too fast. Which is not great. So luckily we shouldn't need to do more than that. So turn on the heat, and now let's let this bad boy heat up. Got my pattern here. Right there. Actually, let me turn on, while this is heating up, you guys bear with me for a moment. I'm going to turn on the Instagram camera too. Just a moment. Still heating up anyway. You wouldn't be seeing anything. Oh, okay. Actually, let me go get 2 more things. Still heating. I'll be right back. All right. May as well also go live on Twitter. Okay, how are we doing here? Oh, it's heating up. Actually, I might not be able to focus on what I want to focus on. All right. Oh, we are live on Instagram too now. Whew. Okay. My friends on Instagram, we are vacuum forming some eyelids now. So actually let me, because again, I told you this is not the greatest machine in the world. So for that reason, I'm going to flip this so I can get a slightly more even pull. Ooh, come on. Ooh. That's not going to be great. I spray painted my buck just so I could see the raised edges when I was sanding it. And it seems to be not liking the heated plastic. So, you know what? We are going to push on, carry on. Okay, we're starting to get there. It's smoking. Turn off the heat quick. And let's do a pull. I think I may have heated it a little bit too much. I have a feeling it's going to be quite thin, a bit thinner than I want. But let that sit for a moment while we... Well, for people on Instagram who are watching this too, we are live in the Kreutinger Puppet Tutorial Q&A group. And this is part 3 of my Baby Yoda build. And it's sitting right here so far. We're building the mechanisms for him. These are not going to be the final eyes. I actually painted a more of a... I found this really cool paint. I don't know if you can see it well on the camera, but it has all this, like, it looks like a galaxy almost. It's all like this surreal type of purplish, bluish, metallic paint, which I thought was really cool. So we're building his eyelids now because I want him to blink. That's why he has this whole contraption here. So essentially it's going to be like this. Okay. And these are for his ear mechanism. I want his ears to be able to curl in. I thought that'd be really, really cool. So let me see if this is... Oh, it's still quite hot, but let me see if I can... Actually, I might want to pull it out while it's still a little hot. Just get these little beads here. Come on. All right, let me just bang it. This might work. It's cracking right out, but it's cracking right on the seam. Look at that. It cracked perfectly how I was going to cut it. This does look a bit thin, though. I really thought it'd be thicker. It might not be any better than just using the ping pong balls. Shoot. So I might have to destroy this one to get it off. That's what I should have done. Forgot the baby powder. That's a tip that I learned. Put some baby powder on it. Makes it come off much easier. Not perfect, but so if I have to destroy this one to get it off, so be it. Yeah, it's looking like I'm gonna have to peel it off. That's okay, because again, I think I heated up the plastic just a little bit too much. Oh yeah, I didn't like that paint. That's probably what's really biting into it now, is that spray paint that I used on it. So we're going to do another pull on the vacuum former in just a moment. Let me just get this shell off, and then I'll get my baby powder, and that should do it. I feel like a squirrel trying to get a nut open. Actually, it's pretty thick and up there. Thicker than I thought it was going to be after the pull. Oh, come on. Can't believe I forgot to use that. I'm putting little scratches in this thing. It's alright. Should be okay. Gosh. Good golly. Alright, just give me a minute, guys. Just give me a minute. Hold on, guys. We're gonna make it. Wow, that's really thick up here toward the top. I did not expect that. Good test. Test of materials, even though... Alright. We're going to be back in business in just a minute. This is unfortunately taking a little harder to get off than I hoped. Forgot to use the baby powder, and that should do the deal. This, and to my defense too, this was the first time I made a mold in this way. I've mostly used wooden molds that I've carved. There we go. Whew! Let me just give this a little light sand, make sure there's no high spots, plastic sticking to it. Whoop. Okay. Now for the baby powder. Put the plastic in. All right, we are locked and loaded and ready for business. Okay. Coming along. It's almost ready, guys. If you're here for the next pull, it is about to start. Let's cover this in baby powder quick. Oh, yeah. I hope I'm correct. This comes off this time. You don't want piles of it because it will affect the pull, but you don't want it to uneven either. Okay. See it dipping yet? Because when you see it dipping, that's about the time you want it to pull. Because the theory is once it dips down to half the height of your mold is when you want to pull, and that's about now. There we go. Let it settle a little bit. Wait, let's hope that worked, guys. I'm also going to let that sit for just a moment longer than last time. That'll also help me demold it. So, but anyway, I'm going to talk a little bit more about what we have going on here. So again, what we're building now, or we just vacuum formed what's going to be an eyelid for this baby Yoda puppet that I'm building. Okay, so it's going to be able to blink. That's why I have this hollow head, so I can fit all the mechanics in there. Okay. And then these ears are, I'll tell you what these are made out of in a minute, but I'm going to put a mechanism on here that can make these ears curl in. I thought that would be really cute to give him a lot of expression beyond just the eyes. So I'm thinking about a little bit of up and down head movement, but I don't want to go crazy with this puppet, other than just the facial movements. But it's going to be really cool. I'm super, super excited for it. The other thing I was going to say is, oh yeah, what these ears are made out of. I've shown this before in another one of my tutorials online. If you check out my behind the scenes progress videos of my little shop of horror videos, I show this exact same mechanism. Because I've used this this is my third time really using, well actually kind of my fourth time using this principle. It's in my character Max, who has those ears that go down. I used it in that. I used it in my little shop plants for the wilting leaves on Audrey 2, the small one. And the last thing I used it on was my little flea puppets. These little guys right here. Their little tentacles that curl up is virtually the exact same mechanism. But what this is, sometimes if it's small, I use a spring, but this is actually called spiral boning. I'll give you a closer look there. And this is actually left over from when I made my wife her wedding dress. And I just bought a whole bunch of it because I know it's pretty useful. And also I make her garments every once in a while. So that way I don't think I ever really need to buy any more again. So it should be good. But that's what I'm using. It's very springy, springs right back, strong, lasts a long time, great stuff. Now let's see if this bad boy is ready. Okay, it's breaking off like that again. Okay. That's not too bad though. And you may have seen me drilling my buck right before I did the pull. And that's because that's the spot where the axle is going to go for the eyes. And it did exactly what I hoped. It kind of pulled in a little bit in those spots. So now I don't have to like measure those holes, and they'll be perfect every single time. So now I just have to, let me actually use my X-Acto blade, or no. I'll use this to carefully cut the edges here. Okay. It's all trimmed down. Now this is always the part, getting it out. Come on, man. I know what I gotta do. Get a screw. Okay. I got something to actually pull on. Oh, come on, man. I should have made it out of wood. That would be good to be made out of wood. What you know, I'll do, because I do have to do a slight, there it is. Okay. Okay, let me try that. So it doesn't have to be a full shell anyway. It's just going to be this partial shell. So let me cut that off. See if that'll give me some more leverage too. How you guys doing in this crazy world today? There we go. Okay. So now I got that little piece off. Now let's see if I can actually get this off in one piece. I'm surprised that baby powder didn't help more. Maybe I should have piled it on. Oh my gosh, I'm having a heck of a time with this. Remind myself to only use wooden bucks from now on. Wooden molds. Though I did this technique one time before and it worked. But it was big though. It was like a piece this big. I'm almost there. I can tell. I can feel it. Feel it in my bones. So I have absolutely destroyed these tweezers. Come on, don't make a liar out of me. It wants to come off. It really wants to come off. Oh boy. Oh, that's why you don't do stuff live, right? Oh gosh. I just don't want to break it now. Let me get screwdriver. Screwdriver. Oh, there we go. Got a little traction here. What's it even grabbing onto? It's got that baby powder in there. The paint's covered now. What's it doing? What are you doing in there, little buddy? He's shy. Oh, don't be shy. Come out wherever you are. Oh, there we go. Like a glove. Like an ill-fitting glove. But anyway. It's perfect. Let's hope that it fits these eyes. Oh, yeah. Oh, for sure. For sure, man. Oh, yeah, look at that. Well, that's not the angle it's going to be at, just so you know, but it's going to be like... It's going to be at the right angle. The correct angle, I should say. Don't worry. I'm just goofing around now. There we go. Good. One more. I'm going to put even more baby powder on, though. I'm not messing around. And I'm going to do actually two more just for in case, because actually I just had an idea. Because if you remember when I made that extra cut there, because here's the thing. When you vacuum form something like this, let me take the screw back out now. Something like this, the plastic is going to be the thickest at the top, okay? Because that's where, you know, it's flat. On the sides, though, it gets pulled thin because it's being wrapped around it. So rather than cut that piece off like this, I should have cut it like this, okay? Taking a small slice out of both sides. That would leave me with a more uniform, thicker plastic all the way around. So I'm going to do that in the next two. But either way, this will work if I botch one of these. I think I have more plastic downstairs, but like I said, it really is good enough. just gonna add a little bit more baby powder so we don't have that, hopefully don't have that problem again. And also I'm gonna try to heat this up a little slower. I'm gonna actually keep this down and not put my mold in until last second. Oh, wow, I did a number on this thing. Oh no. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. If I tell myself it's okay, it'll be okay. No, don't do that. Don't do that. A little piece of the epoxy's coming up. Oh, did I do that? Put a little gouge in there with my tweezers. I was really manhandling this. There's another little tooth marker. Okay, so let me powder this up again. Okay, how's this going? Heating up nice and slowly. Because the trouble with this heating element is since it's like round and these pieces have to be square, these pieces that fit in, the corners don't get the heat as evenly, as well as this metal frame draws the heat away from the plastic, just because that's the way heat moves. If you know anything about science, it's like, yeah, that's the way heat just moves to things. That's a scientific term for it. There's no such thing as cold, it's just a lack of heat. And when something is cold, it's not because something cold really touches it as much as it's absorbing your heat. And that's what's happening here. So there's two things that are keeping the corners from getting quite as hot. That's why you saw me with the heat gun before. The two things that are keeping this from getting as hot as it needs to be in the corners is, again, the shape of the heat element, as well as the fact that the frame is on it. Going to town on this. No. All right, guys. I'm gonna bring this. Should I bring it up now? I'll bring it up a little bit. Let it heat up a little bit more. Come on. By keeping it lower too, again, it makes it heat slower, which will just automatically make it heat a little bit more evenly and more thoroughly. Okay, it is ready for the mold. You want to get it closest to the center as it can get. Drop it on and... That's it. That's all, folks. Here's some questions. Maybe take a question while I'm waiting here. Actually, let me take a Facebook question. We are also live in the Facebook tutorial Q&A group, where this is part 3 of the Yoda, Baby Yoda build. Hold on, I'm just reading the questions here. Someone asked, am I using expanded PVC in the dental vacuum former? I am not. I believe this is styrene. This was some, you can tell it's kind of warped because it was actually the cutoffs from a very large vacuum form project I did with a home-built vacuum former that's like 2 foot by 2 foot big. And this is just the corners, and I just wanted to repurpose it. I believe this is styrene, I'm pretty sure, but I don't remember exactly for this one. This isn't what I normally use, but I didn't want to waste it, so. Let me pull this out now. Lost a couple of those balls, but it's okay. Now, I have confidence that now this one will come out really, really easily. It's working. Oh, look at that. That's how they were all supposed to come out. That is how they were all supposed to come out. Look at that. Beauteous. Beauteous. Ugh. You know what? I don't think it pulled down far enough on this side, or I just had something up there. You know what? I need something just to lift it just a little bit higher. So I might have to try to do one more pull after this. So let me put this in so this can start the heat up while I take a look. Oh, this one's nice and strong though. Whoa, this one's really strong. Whoa. I'm just worried that my little pivot point it's really close to the edge, which is going to make it weak. I can maybe reinforce it, but I'd like to not have to. So I just need some little disc to raise this up a little bit higher when I do the next one. What can I use? Will this work? That should work. Oh no, that'll work even better. Look at this. I'll use this little wooden disc. Woo. I'll put it underneath it, and that'll keep it a little bit higher so it should pull down further. Might make it a little harder to get out. Not as hard as before, but still. Let me start the powdering process. It seemed like more was definitely a lot better. Okay. And also, I think having it heated up this way made it a lot easier too. A lot nicer. Let me start cutting this bad boy out. Actually, you know what? Let me use my tin snips here. All right, while that's No, I'm going to try to cut one more out of this. One more. I think, oh gosh, look at those little dimples there. It is the best one yet, I think. Why is it not coming? There we go. So you can see that little wooden disc down there. Definitely gotta let this sit for a moment. I'll put this bad boy in because I think that was the money ticket. Look at that! Oh, yes! Now we're in the swing of things. Oh my gosh! Oh yes, we have to do one more. This thing made it. This thing made it perfect. Oh, it made it perfect. Okay, let me turn this on now. And that's, I'll cut that out as soon as this is done. Bring that down. Powder this bad boy up again. Set it on this. Oh, it's this. Oh, I can throw these other ones out practically. Actually, I'll do a test cut on this one. It's not completely, not all gone. Oh, gosh. Perfect. I'm going to put a little star in there so I remember, so I don't get these confused. So I'll put, oh, that's pretty obvious. I'll use that as my template though. Heating up down here. Ooh, it's getting real soft. Okay. We're getting there, my friends. It's getting so hot, it's melting this knob off. That is crazy. Voila! Oh my god, I just cannot believe that this is like it's honestly working out even better than I would have hoped. I'll let that sit for 30 seconds. Can I get this ready for a photo? Okay. It's all for the gram. I am keeping this mold forever. It is nice, and I like it, but I am done with it for this project. All right, I gotta let this thing cool down majorly because it's super hot. But there it is. Actually, let me switch my cameras now. Was that waist? That is the waist, okay. this little trimming off here. Okay. Okay. All right. Whew. Now we have it. Would you like to see them attached? I wasn't planning on doing this, but let me actually attach them for you guys so you can actually see it all together. Do I have my... Just gotta make sure I have one thing. I don't see my 1/8 inch rod. I must have an extra one over here. Come on, do I have it here? Come on, where did I put it? I'm not sure how long we've been going, so Instagram I know vanishes after 1 hour, or rather, oh, there it is. There's my rod. Okay. Okay. Here are the actual Yoda eyes. Okay. Now I have some washers here. I'm sure I'll have to spray those eyes on the inside at some point. Those are too big. I need these little tiny ones here. Nope, those are too big. Okay, that's the right one. 1, 2, 3. There it is. Number 4. Those are the 4 that I need for this. Yes. Put these washers back. These are nylon washers that will give me a lot of good reduce the traction. And actually, you know what? I'm going to put those on after. I'm going to just do a dry fit. Oh my gosh. Guys, these are perfect. Look at this. Oh, come on, guys. Look at this. And just so you know, the eyes are not turning, just the eyelids are turning. You can tell because of this flat spot here. Actually, let's pretend those are the pupils for right now, even though they're not. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. It is actually working. Okay, now let me back this up. Well, guys, that's it for now. Next time you see this, I will start actually assembling it together, as well as we'll start doing the actual mechanism part of the Yoda ears so they can actually bend. Again, I may or may not stream part of this on Instagram as well, but it will always be in the Kreutinger Puppet tutorial Q&A, and that's where the 2 previous streams are that showed you how I got this far. So make sure you check that out. And the only thing I'm going to do next is go spray the inside of these black so that you just don't see any white in case from the edges, which you shouldn't anyway, but just to be safe, I'm going to do that. And I will see you guys next time.